Hello and welcome back to Black Balance Fitness TV presents the Financial Fitness Forum's Interview with the Boss. Allow me to introduce our special guest for tonight, an ambitious young couple who stays active and loves to travel. From Team ITK and Community Hierarchy, up-and-coming FA junior brokers looking to quickly make a name for themselves in the agency as two of 2021's newest director MD senior brokers, Mr. and Mrs. Javon and Tamekia Sykes. Welcome to the show, Mr. and Mrs. Sykes, and thank you for being here tonight.
Hello, welcome. Glad to be here tonight.
So,
how are you? Happy to be here.
ITK and what your experience was like at Big Event 2021 kickoff back in January.
Well, ITK, I can tell you this. This is we was actually brought on by a lovely couple by the name of Tammy and Rico, the Whitfields. So we're real good close friends with them. Actually, the wifey works with Tammy. They haven't been working together because of this whole COVID and everything, but they're the ones that introduced the business to us. And we believed in them, we trusted them, and we trusted the process. And so now, this is where we're at.
I can say with ITK, when I came in on the business, it was a good opportunity for me. I was open to the opportunity of being an entrepreneur. And when Tammy brought it to me, I was a little skeptical at first, but then I was like, oh yeah, I'll try. We'll try it out and see how it is, because my passion in my heart is always to help people. And with my current job now that I work, I help people. So that's my biggest thing, is always to get out there in the community, help people, to show them what we do in our company and how to get that out there to the people. So that's mainly my passion, is to help people out here and bring them back into the world, bring them into what we doing.
Wonderful. Absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things that we do, is helping people and bringing in families, individuals, people that are looking for a change. And so you already have that capacity in you to be a caring person. It just gives you like a leg up. So that's wonderful to hear. So tell me about your experience at Big Event back in 2021. Back in 2021.
Oh, I can tell you from my experience, it was mind-blowing, just to hearing the testimonies of each person, the speakers that came up, Gary Chapman, the 5 love language. And it's just like all the leaders that's in the PHP business. It was just just to know what people went through, and it's like you're not the only person that go through stuff. You just hear the testimonies of all the other people, and it was just like a big push, and it was like an open door for me, and it just made me even want to push to fight harder for my family, for my daughter, for everybody in my family, just to show them what we're doing so they can be able to come on board. Sometimes family have to see you do it first, and then they'll jump on board with you. So with this big event, I really pushing for my family to come in August so they can actually get that experience like we did, me and my husband did in January.
So there's 2 experiences for me. The first time that we came on board, there actually was a big event going on in last August. So when we came on, we couldn't really go, but we did it virtually. So, like I said, the testimony was like mind-blowing, because everybody was telling their stories on how they end up coming into the business, right? But to actually witness it in person this past January, it was very unique, even though they were saying that this ain't nothing compared to what's going to be going on in August. So I kind of I give praise to the marketing directors that put it together within a short period of time. They did a wonderful job. So I just I can't wait till August. I really couldn't wait to the one that we just did back in January, because I was looking forward to flying to San Diego or whatever it was in California, right? But now the simple fact that The COVID messed up everything, right? But I'm just definitely looking for this big one to really get that experience underneath our belt in August. But yeah, it was a lot of takeaways. Just not only that us as agents, we know the business, but this business is being broadcasted, nationwide, because we have, like you said, we have a lot of great guests that comes in and like to share the way they got started in their businesses as well. So yeah, that's one of my biggest takeaways.
Wonderful. Absolutely, and I agree. Hearing was life stories, and it's like you never know what people have been through. Some you can relate to, some you couldn't even imagine, and it's so moving at times. You often see people brought to tears at these events, not just on the stage, but just in the crowd, everywhere, because it's so real. We are really just people, just trying to relate to each other, help each other get to the next level, help other families get protected. What we do is, as they said at the big event, a noble profession, that we take pride in. And so, absolutely, I'm totally excited for the next big event in August, like you said, in and for the new speakers, the speakers that we had at this last big event, even virtually. We got so much from them. We had Terrell Owens, Charlie Kirk, and Gary Chapman, among others. And I really enjoyed, really hearing the different perspectives on different industries, different viewpoints socially, and things like that, as well as, the book review on the 5 love languages. So I want to start this interview with asking you guys about Gary Chapman and the 5 love languages. Have you both discovered each other's love language?
Yes. It's so funny because we go back and forth with our love languages all the time. So that was a kind of good challenge that you had asked us that question, because it's back and forth with both of us with our love language. So
most definitely physical touch for her. That's her biggest love language, is physical touch. So mine is pretty much, I would say,
act of service.
Yeah, more than act of services. I love to serve. I love to do a lot of things. Keep busy. Hardly get any sleep. Like I think I need more sleep in my life right now. But yeah, acts of services is definitely one of my love languages.
Right. Understandable. Hey, life of an entrepreneur. Business owner never sleeps, right? So totally understandable.
Right.
And it's so funny to me that most of the women, especially couples that I talk to, most of the women, their love language, or at least one of their top 3 is physical touch, even more than men. And that is so funny to me, because that I kind of automatically thought, oh yeah, tons of men are gonna say that, but it's so funny to me that women are so touchy. I think that's really cute.
And then another one, Lamitra, mine is quality time too as well. Quality time. I love to spend quality time with my husband. That's my main thing, is physical touch and quality time. But his thing is not more so touchy. He's like, babe, you under me so much. But I'm like, it's just I don't get to see him that much. So that's my time to bond with him. And I always be like, touch him like this. And he'd be like, God,
get off me.
Get off of me.
It's hot. She got that fiery touch in her. I mean, her skin is always hot. And I hate being hot too, so it's kind of give or take a little bit. But yeah, she got that little fiery touch in her. I'm like, get off me, girl. Your hands hot. Where you been?
Oh my gosh. Well, that is sweet. And you know what? Quality time is important. Another thing I hear couples talk about a lot, especially when they work together, is that they didn't think about quality time. I figure they're always together. I live with you, I work with you. What do we need quality time for? But it's a lot different when you really lock in with each other. So I can understand what you mean about that quality time and acts of service. You know, you want to feel like someone not just, does things, but, does things that you like and cares about, how you like things and does things to, kind of show off a little bit, get some brownie points. I don't mind that. Absolutely. Who doesn't want that, right?
Exactly.
Always keep, impressing your spouse and trying to speak their language, when you can. So, absolutely. I think that's important. So my second question is for Javon. Tell me, how has learning your wife's love language helped your business partnership?
Wow. Well, with the physical touch, it helps a lot because typically, she's with the partnership that we have going here. She's more. She gets a lot of social media responses than I do. So, typically when she gets more excited about the responses that she's getting, here she coming upstairs, putting her arm around me. Hey, baby, look what I got. I got more responses. Can we do this? Can you do this? Can you run this appointment? Can you run that appointment? So yeah, that's her love language comes out with a lot of excitement. And I'm the type of person, I'm like, okay, we got more people interested, but I don't really get excited until we get them coded up and actually be a part of this business. So I'm like, okay, yeah, well, that's good that you're getting them, because the more appointments that we run, the better we get at the business. So her love language with her excitement, that brings out a lot of her love language and the physical touch part of that aspect. So yeah.
That's sweet. So, Tamekia, tell me, are there any points from the book that you would implement into the workplace?
I would implement words of affirmation, because you always want to pour into your people, give them encouragement. So I always look at words of affirmation, because I have like a poem that one of my coworkers gave me that I keep downstairs in my office every morning when I get ready to start my day. I read my words of affirmation. So that's one thing I always thought would be in a good business, as bringing into our business and pouring into our agents, is words of affirmation, to let them know, like, hey, you're doing a good job, you're doing your best. Sometimes people want to hear affirmations to encourage them, because sometimes they don't want to feel like that you're not paying attention to them. So that's my thing, is always to pour into people with words of affirmation.
Absolutely, I agree. And I love that you used to pour into, and that means, I think it's important to not just pour into people in your business, but to pour into yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So careful of what you pour into people too. So words of affirmation, building people up is definitely important. A lot of times when you get into that leadership role, you kind of go to your head and we get so tied up in the numbers, we kind of forget about that. Forget about the whole, good, keep pushing kind of thing. We kind of get into, so what do you got going on? So, what can we do to push, or what can we do to kind of work this out, or what can we do to, in this business? And sometimes you just need to be told, hey, you're doing a good job, keep doing it, So I understand that for sure. So this next question is, how would you describe the work version of your spouse?
I didn't hear what you said. You was breaking up.
This question's for me?
For both of you. How would you
okay.
How would you describe the work version of your spouse?
Oh, I can go for that one. I can describe him as a work. He's very technical, firm. Just he wants things in order. He like things ordered and it's like organized, this. He want it laid out. He actually have to see everything. With me, I'm a little technical, but he's more technical and OCD to me in the business. That's how I can describe it. He's more technical and OCD. He got a little OCD in him too. But that's a good thing. That's a good thing because you always have to have somebody to make sure they got you in place to line up with things. So I say that's technical. It's more technical with him.
Okay.
I say she's more behind the scenes. She's more like she said, she's an introvert, but you know, once she gets the business, she understands the business, learn the business. She's more open, but you know, she's more behind the scenes. She's more that, you know, you can't see me type of employee, right? Because like I said, she can book appointments, she can make phone calls in this business with no problem. As long as she knows what to say, her customer service skills. You know, that's her number one thing. It's her customer service skills. I make her make her phone calls before I make phone calls any day. So I'm like, baby, can you call this person? Because you know how to talk to people better than I would. So her customer service skills is pretty much is it for her. Yeah.
That's cute. I think that's wonderful, and I think that meshes well too. To have one person that's more organized, more of a visual, and another person that's more of a hands-on, you know, let me kind of jump out there and do it. So that's nice that you guys work together so well, and that you know each other's work version of each other so well. So Tamekia, let me ask you, what steps are taken to separate your business relationship from your personal relationship?
I would say with my business relationship, it's more like accountability. And then more so I have to separate that because you can't put your family in your with your business, because sometimes you got to hold them as accountable and sometimes they don't want to be held accountable. So you got to have those boundaries to set in your business to separate from the personal and the business. So my main thing would say boundaries. You know, you have to have your boundaries with your family, your friends, anybody that you bring into a business. You have to bring it personal. You have to let them know, hey, this is about business. We're going to leave the personal at a later time. We can do our thing after work. But when it comes to workplace, I'm going to show you my business side. This is me. We got to take care of business. After I finish our business stuff, then we can have the talk and hang time, girl time, whatever, family, hang out together. But at the time when we doing business, we have to get down to business. So that I will always say boundaries. You have to set boundaries.
Important. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Important to have boundaries, accountability, and like you said, time management. There's a time for this and there's a time for that. So, you know, absolutely. So, Javon, let me shoot this next one at you. Do your individual skill sets complement one another?
Oh, most definitely. I just did that today with one of our newest agents. You know, I was just because I forgot what the conversation was about, but it was I think somebody asked about how does couples work in this business, right? And I was pretty much just letting them know that like my wife, I was kind of, you know, complimenting her on her work because of how she's good at booking appointments. She's good at making phone calls to the clients or the agents, right? And how she kind of sets it up for me to just go in and, you know, knock the appointment down, right? You know, we always give this dab before we run out of appointments. You know, she'd be like, okay, baby, let's do this. Let's go that physical touch again. There it is, right there, right? So, yeah, I just like the fact that, you know, I'm always complimenting her, even though she feels that I'm not. She may think that I'm not complimenting her, you know, but I'm like, yeah, I'm always complimenting her on her work because, to be honest with you, the last 3 recruits that we got on board with us to come and be to come into PHP was, you know, people that she found on, you know, on Facebook, on social media. So, you know, she sets them up, you know, I knock them down. So that's how we do it.
Wonderful. And that's important to have someone that can to use a sports reference, be quick on the rebound, or know how to really alley-oop and get that shot in there, because you have to be able to really lean in and trust that this person has your back, and that they can pick up where you left off or be some type of safety net. I think that's wonderful that you're able to say, hey, to use your own relationship as an example of, hey, we're a great couple in business. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean can couples make it in this business? Look at us. Like, so I think that's wonderful. I think you'd be surprised at how many couples actually don't use themselves as examples of a great couple in business. So, I heard, they may think of, other couples that they look up to or have seen do more than themselves and things like that. And I think that that's wonderful how you're able to immediately pick out and compliment where she compliments you. So, wonderful answer. So Tamekia, tell me, what are the main principles you follow to build team morale?
I would say communication, trust, honesty, and being loyalty. That's my thing. But the main thing would be communication. You have to have communication to bring onto your team, to let them know, like, hey, I'm here for you. You can call me anytime. I'm not going to just put you out there and not be there for you. So the main thing, the key thing for me is communication. You have to have communication, because if you don't have communication with your team, things can just easily fall apart at the drop of a dime.
Which goes along with leadership. You got to have that leadership. This is something new for the both of us as far as leadership goes, because we never really thought that we would be a part of a business that that teaches you to become a leader, that teaches you to become a business owner, to be a team leader, and not only the things that you learn, but you got to pass it down, right? So it's like, you want to make sure everything that you learn, you go ahead and share it with your downlines, with your other agents. So being a leader in this business is very, very important. Otherwise, they don't have anybody to look up to, So leadership is mainly my number one.
And totally agreeable. I think having open lines of communication is definitely top priority. A lot of people, I think, will not just quit a business, but a job, a school, anything. They feel like they're not getting the type of help or education that they need, and they feel like they're really no one is calling and have questions. They're done. They're out of it. They're not going to put their time and effort into it because they're not going to know what to do. So having the lines of communication open, being a trustworthy and honest person, and like you said, loyalty, leadership, reaching up, reaching down, reaching side, reaching out, period, and building each other up. Definitely important in building a team and building morale within that team. I agree. So, Javon, share some of the best lessons you've learned from failure.
Doing too much. Number one, just try to take things in your own hands and try to move and be successful without the help of others. Because some people always think that I know the business, I've got sales experience, but there's always different types of ways of selling, or promoting, or even recruiting, right? So just slow down, take your time, let everything come in place. And like I said, I'm the type of person, I'm very technical, so I need to know how to do everything step by step, word from word. That's just me, right? I want to know how to run my own appointments. I want to hear what you're saying, so I won't make the mistake of saying the wrong thing. Because if you say the wrong thing, I'm telling clients or agents, they will hear that one wrong thing and it'll get back to you, right? So it's just learning the game. It's just knowing what to say. It's knowing how to express your position as an entrepreneur, as a leader, and just going from there. So you gotta take it one step at a time.
Right. Absolutely. Important, I think, is you brought up some important points there. Yeah, one of the quickest ways to failure is to, like you said, do too much, go overboard, or get ahead of yourself, and either burn yourself out or do something silly, and really shoot yourself in the foot with that one. So yeah, I like that she said that first. Being afraid to ask for help too. That's one of my biggest things too. Oh my gosh, I love to do things on my own. I work very independently, very creative, and very unique. And I like that about myself. But at times you kind of need to, learn the foundation, learn the basics, learn the fundamentals. And I know that I'm playing childhood sports and stuff. I know that, but still, I want to run in head first, and you can't always do that. And I can be really technical when I'm working on something, when I'm focused on something, but still in that technicalities, I'm still very much independent. So I can understand the fight with yourself to ask for help, or kind of just jump all in to the game without even knowing the rules. Like you said, you got to know how to play before you guys just go grab the ball. So yeah, important.
This business is all about. This business can be about competition too. I think that's another thing. Is this business trying to it pushes you to compete with other agents, but once again, you got to take your time. I know everybody want to outdo one another because that's what this business is about, right? It's about having fun, competition. But it's like, take the time. It'll come when it comes, right? So. It's like, if we don't get a recruit this month, then we got to change what we're doing. We got to get better for next month. So it's not about just being rewarded for what you're doing now or what you have done. It's just about you just want to get better. You don't care if you're leading a group or if you got more recruits than everybody else, because there are going to be times where we went the whole month of December without a recruit. We didn't give up on ourselves, and you go to these trainings and you see everybody getting acknowledged and you don't see your name up there being acknowledged. You're like, okay, it's time to make a change, right? So that's our own competition within ourselves. We're always competing within ourselves to become better. So
absolutely. One of my favorite sayings is progress over perfection. And it's important to celebrate those small wins along the way, and to know that like you said, it's part of the journey, and you really may not be where someone else is at, but if you're doing better than you did before, then you're making progress towards your success, and that's what's important. It is fun to compete, have the competition, all that, but like you said, at the same time, it takes some patience. It absolutely does take some patience. So wonderful. I like that answer. So let me ask the both of you, what advice would you give to young couples in business together about finding balance?
I would say you got to know each other's roles. When you're in there as a couple, you just got to know, okay, what are you good at compared to what am I good at? And then, you just got to learn how to work together as one, right? Because even though we are a couple in this business, we are one. So even PHP will tell you, despite the fact that she has a Bamboo account, I have an account through the business, everything that we do is going to be on one account. So it just you just got to know what their skill sets is, what one another's skill sets is, and how to work with one another and helping each other in their skill sets. Because sometimes, even though that's their number one skill set, sometimes you can help them you know, or you can add value to them as well as them adding value to you. Because you know, when you're in the work business, I mean, I'm pretty sure we've all tried to find ways to get money. You know, growing up, you know, we'll take a job here, you know, fast food restaurant, you know, you're good at cashier, but you're not good at flipping burgers or something like that, right? And you got to teach each other how to do one another if somebody can't come in, right? So it's all about just knowing each other's strengths and weaknesses.
I would piggyback off of that. Mainly, he's mostly said everything I would say, but the main thing is, like you said, you have to have that balance and know each other weakness and strongs. So he knows my weakness and I know his strongs. Like, he's more like the people person. He can run the interviews and everything. My whole thing is I always tell him, I was like, I can get out there, but I was like, let me be behind the scene. Let me just write the policies. Let me make the appointments. I don't have to be out in front. Let me just be in the back. So I know each other weakness, and I'm more the introvert and he's the outward. So it's like, we know each other weaknesses and balances, so that's how we can balance it out. But he pushes me more to be coming out of my introvert. But I say it's a gradually touch. But I said, just let me be behind the scenes to do the work. I don't have to be out there in the spotlight. We can both be acknowledged. So that's how I can tell and explain to other couples.
I think that is wonderful advice. Absolutely know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Try to always add value, build each other up. That's something that we mentioned before in the interview. Know each other's skill sets and what roles you play, not just in the business but in the relationship as well. So, absolutely, I think that's the best way to be helpful towards each other, especially if you're trying to build towards something, be successful. So, absolutely wonderful advice. So coming to the end of our interview here, I want to ask you both, what advice or expectations would you give to a viewer who was looking to join your team? Say they watch this interview and they're like, what a cute couple. Let me join on y'all's team. What am I expecting? What do you guys like?
We look for more leaders, people, person that's be able to communicate, to come on. We want to be able to teach you to be a leader, be able to help people, like we said, just communication. That's my thing. Is more so when we look for a person, we're looking for a leader. We're looking to pull somebody in to be able to help them, to grow them, to be able to be the best entrepreneur, to duplicate whatever we do. We're going to put it on, we're going to duplicate to them as well.
So yeah, just like I said, you gotta want to make a change in life. Never thought that I would be an entrepreneur. Didn't know how successful I would be as an entrepreneur. But if this is something that most people want to do, they want to change. You have to. You got to learn how to have faith in yourself. So we all know that this company is driven by faith, right? We love the symbol of the hand of God reaching down for those that are in need of help. So you gotta be wanting to. You want to come here. You want help. You want to be taught. So you got to be willing to be taught. You got to be willing to want help. You can't be afraid to ask questions. You can't be afraid to move in this business, because this business can move fast. You come in this business and you come running. Like I said, you can move fast before you can even learn. That's how it was when we first came in this business. We came in and we was like, okay, wait a minute, we got to slow down. So you just got to learn how to take the baby steps. Take a lot of notes, and like I said, you want to come in this business with a mindset to succeed as a business owner. So those are the type of people that we're looking for, who want to be leaders, who want to lead by example, right? If that's you, this is the place for you. Entrepreneurs, where is that? You want to be an employee for the rest of your life, or you want to be an entrepreneur for the rest of your life? So it depends on the type of change. Change sometimes can be good. Changes can be good. Even sometimes it can be bad, but it can be good. But ain't nothing wrong with trying, right? So.
Right, absolutely. And especially in the case of this business, change can be wonderful. You never know. And I think that's really important, and that's actually something that people haven't really said is that they're actually looking for leaders. I don't think we've had a lot of people answer that question that way. People said that they help build leaders, but actually looking for leaders was a different way to put it, and I like that. And I like that you brought up, entrepreneurship versus employee. That's something that I've discussed on my platform as well. Absolutely. Be ready for a change because, like Mr. Sykes said, change can be good. Why not? If it can be bad, it can be good too. So,
Right.
have that mindset to succeed. I like that mindset to succeed. And ask lots of questions. That's for sure. The more questions, the better, right? From that knowledge. So, tell the viewers, Mr. and Mrs. Sykes, how they can get in contact with you.
They can get in contact with us by a simple phone number. I mean, like I said, they can call us at 314-920-2806. They can ask questions, ask us anything that they want to know, even about the business or even just about policies. So that's one way they can get a hold of us. Otherwise, they can reach me on Facebook. I'm under Von Sykes, VONSYKES. And I think my wife, you're under
Tamekia Sykes. And then my phone number is 314-265-5552. And I'm also under Instagram under T-Sykes23.
Wonderful. All of our guest information will be posted in the comments as well as in the description section of the video that will later be uploaded to YouTube. So, just any closing statements before we close out the interview for tonight?
Oh, well, I just want to say thank you for having us.
Yes, it's an honor for being on here, and I want to thank you for, thinking of us to bring us on here to explain explain about the business, explain about us being a couple in the business, because a lot of people feel like if couples in the business, they have failed or things not gonna work out or they not gonna communicate. Me and my husband had like bumps and everything, but we sat down and came across those things like, hey, your weakness is this, my weakness is this, your weakness is that, your strong is that, and it all came back to communication. We all came back together and like, okay, this is the drawing board. This is what we're gonna do. This is how we're gonna handle this. And then that's how we've been going on with our business, and that's how we've been getting the recruits, because I know what my weakness is and my strongs, and he know what his weakness and strong, and we just put them together and made it successful.
And then you just never know. This may be the start of more interviews for us. Not only just with Ms. Demetria, but through the company as well. You see a lot of couples that's been running training appointments together. They have the testimonies and and how they got started in the business. So this is an eye-opening for us. So we thank you for that.
Absolutely. And that's wonderful, and I'm glad that I could get so many different individuals and couples to come on my show, and I've got even more coming. Such a diverse group that we have in PHP, true leaders and entrepreneurs, people that in a few years, who knows where we'll be, right? Like you said,
right.
We'll be big time interviews then, right? So thank you guys so much for coming onto my platform. I appreciate your time, and thank you for being here. I want all of the audience to know that you can, like I said, find their information, check them out on Facebook, Instagram. If they have any other social media sites that open up, I will make sure their phone numbers, emails, so that you can get in contact with this lovely couple and get your business started, and get in the game, start competing, right? Come see what we're talking about. Maybe get your names on the leaderboard or something, right? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and go into our outro. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Watch replays of this interview and others on our YouTube channel, Black Balance Fitness TV. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, stay physically, mentally, and spiritually fit. Have a good night.
Goodbye.